Oh, right now. Ahorita. ¿Listo? I know you're on an island. Good evening, good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. I would like to call this regularly scheduled board meeting of the Yuma Union High School District to order. We are going to start with the pledge and a moment of silence led by Mrs. Mellon. Thank you. Not turn on our microphone. Let us start with reports. Item 2.1, board members may have a discussion about conferences, visitations, legislation, special recognition, donations, etc. Does anybody have something to report? Mrs. Craddock.
I was able to attend the CTE USA Skills State Competition, when was it, March 28th? And all I can say is, wow. It was so amazing. I don't even have words. I was so impressed by the way that it was run, the competitions and the rigorous things that the children had to do, and they did it. We got to watch a drone competition, things that are way above my pay scale, and these teenagers are getting to learn all of this stuff. So I was very, very impressed, and kudos to all of you that are involved in that program, because making it run so well so these kids can really benefit from it. But congratulations to everybody involved in the program.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez.
Okay, I just want to say that I attended the National School Board Association Conference in New Orleans from April 5th through the 8th. Many good sessions were presented every day, but I always like to attend the same every year, which is Ready, Set, Govern, to remind me what is my role and responsibilities as a governing board member, and that the most important rule of the boardmanship is that nothing in statute grants decision-making authority to individual members. Every day we had general sessions with amazing speakers. This year they had Dr. Timothy Shriver, if you guys don't know, but he's a nephew of the past John F. Kennedy, and he talked about healing the bridge strategies and skills for bridging political and cultural divides, that as political and cultural divisions continue to increase in the country, so do the tensions and challenges facing public education leaders, who must bridge these divides within our schools and communities. That many of the skills we teach students to become successful learners, such as perspective taking, curiosity, conflict resolution, empathy, are the very skills needed for those who lead our country and lead our schools. And I brought each one of you a little souvenir, a bag, and I also brought a little pamphlet from Dr. Timothy Shriver presentation, which is called Building Skills for Dignified Disagreement. Please take it with you, read it. It's they have a website as well. Don't throw it away. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Mellon, are we good? Did you have anything to report? I'm sorry, I can't really see great. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Moving on to item 2.2, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Brianza.
Thank you. My microphone's not working, so I'm going to use my coach's voice. So, it might be off. I apologize. Hang on.
Here.
No, it works now. You know, people wonder what my challenges are in life. It's the on-off button. My wife usually has the off button on me. So superintendent's report, it's very apropos that board member Craddock spoke about the Arizona State Skills USA competition in Phoenix. which I was able to attend with her, because today I'd like to bring up a friend of the district now, former employee, retiree, Norm Champagne, for this agenda item. So Mr. Champagne, he has some nice, kind words to say about our Executive Director, Lori Honeycutt, who has been nominated for the National Skills USA Honorary Life Membership Award. So Mr. Champagne.
Thank you. Madam President, board members, superintendents, and associate superintendents, it is with extreme pleasure that I get to introduce Ms. Lori Honeycutt as the Skills USA Honorary Life Membership nominee. Skills USA Honorary Life Membership is one of Skills USA's highest recognitions. It is awarded to individuals for their outstanding service and advances the mission and values of Skills USA organization over a period of time. I had the unique predicament of being Ms. Honeycutt's supervisor in the morning and she being my supervisor in the afternoon. It was a great partnership. Ms. Honeycutt has brought tremendous growth to the Yuma Union High School District career and technical education programs, both in terms of career training and leadership development for students, as well as supporting instructors and staff development. Some of Ms. Honeycutt's accomplishments include ADE-approved programs have increased by nearly 50%. 89% of your students are in one or more CTE programs. Every program is supported by an advisory board with industry representatives. Dual credit opportunities are plentiful. Industry certifications are available. Ms. Honeycutt is hands-on and data-driven in her determination to improve programs. As recent as this week, data was reviewed that in the last several years, 2 Skills USA contests, previously held at the national level, were brought to our region and Arizona State contest by Mrs. Honeycutt. Each contest at the state level has shown a 50% annual growth of student participation, with additional growth expected in coming years. This is just another example of providing students additional opportunities to showcase their skills. New opportunities and programs for our students due to Ms. Honeycutt's progressive leadership. In fact, it was such an honor and pleasure working with Mrs. Honeycutt that after retiring, I came back for another 2 years. Congratulations, Ms. Honeycutt, on your Skills USA Honorary Life Membership nomination.
So what Norm didn't say is I got to nominate him a few years ago, and it was an honor to do that. I don't usually like being in the front. I like our students to be showcased, but this was a real honor that the state of Arizona felt it was important for me to be recognized, and my superintendents agreed and wholeheartedly supported me in that. And so we'll see what happens next. But thank you very much. I appreciate the accolades and the honor of being named to this position.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Honeycutt. Good luck.
Next in my report, I'd like to bring our Executive Director of Human Resources, Bobby Lambert, up to report on the job fair we had recently here at District Office.
Thank you, Mr. Brienza. Good evening, everyone. We held our 3rd annual job fair here for the Yuma Union High School District on Thursday, March 21st from 5:30 to 7 p.m. We had about 86, 87 individuals come through the door that night. Some really qualified individuals. We had a multitude of departments from the district here, along with our transportation and also our ESI, which provides us with our subs. All the schools were on site as well. The room was set up really nice. Everybody bringing all their school colors and their nice balloons and things of that nature. And as I said, this is our 3rd annual, and we're hoping to continue to do this, and we're hoping to continue to see success in numbers and just continue to try to hire good quality people as we do here at the district.
Any questions for Mr. Lambert regarding that?
I do have Mr. Lambert, do we do any do we attend any state level job fairs ourselves to promote?
So, we have not, we have assigned, I think we signed up for a couple this year that are local, but not anything yet across the state. As my department has now fully staffed, one of the things that we want to do is take a more aggressive approach at hiring individuals for these positions.
What was the success rate of this job fair? Did you guys get a lot of movement or?
So we did get quite a few, like I said, we had like 86 individuals come through. Some people are going through the interview process now, so we don't really have a full outcome. But hopefully we'll be able to have potentially some numbers in the future, hopefully.
My question is about recruitment out of state. Do we still recruit out of state? Like in the cold parts of the state, of the country?
Back when I was hired a couple years ago,
Yeah.
there was no teaching jobs in the cold parts of the state,
Right.
so everyone would want to come to the warm part. But now with the teacher shortage nationwide, we did not show any success, even pre-COVID, sending people out to Michigan, Wisconsin. So we stopped spending those dollars there, and we actually go through social media to attract, and we use Eric Patton to boost those as well. So we don't actually send anyone out of state anymore because we just haven't had success. We are more successful recruiting our own here in Yuma County and growing those individuals, no matter what the job may be. But no, out of state, we don't send anyone anymore.
Thank you.
And we did market this through Facebook, so it was heavily marketed through Facebook, and I think that was the biggest majority of individuals that showed up was through our marketing campaign on Facebook and social media.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Next up, we have our student council reports, which will be the last reports of the year. Very exciting that we're getting to the point where we're close to the end of the year. I know the students are excited about that. However, yeah, they are very excited about that. However, we do have 4 fantastic reports today, and we're going to start off with Kofa High School.
Good evening, Board President Kravitz, Board members, Superintendent Mr. Brianza, and Associate Superintendents. My name is Mia Bartiera, and I'm the Student Body President at Kofa High School. Our Kofa Student Council, JSA, and National Honor Society participated in Relay for Life. Although the event didn't early to wind and rain, they stayed to help take down after the event. Our Kofa teachers, Mrs. John, Mr. Osborne, and Mrs. Beck, and our students represented Kofa High School extremely well. Kofa High School, Vista High School, and San Luis High School hosted chapters collaborated with Vitalan to host blood drives from March 20th to March 22nd at their campus, and by the end of the events, 90 units of blood were donated, which potentially saved up to 196 lives at the hospital. Kofa's MCJROTC Tops Marksman, Mildred Hernandez, became the first Kofa cadet to qualify for and attend the All-Service National Rifle Championship in Port Clinton, Ohio in March. Mildred Hernandez, a sophomore, only in her second year of shooting, earned the Bronze Distinguished Shooter Badge, which is the highest excellence in competition points achieved by any Kofa marksmanship participant in history. Kofa High School will be taking 2 teams to the ACEE State Personal Finance Competition next Friday. Students competed in an online test and case study presented to a team of financial advisors. Both teams qualified to compete at the state level. Only 10 teams were chosen in the case study category, and 4 teams were chosen in the quiz bowl category in the entire state. The top team will move on to nationals held in Ohio in May. Congratulations to our 4 students, Anthony Gutierrez, Diesel Young, Elizabeth Trainer, and Nathan Salas Ibarra, who won awards at the Southern Arizona Research, Science, and Engineering Foundation competition. We also want to celebrate Mr. Flora, who won an Educator Award at SARSEF. Kofa High School had the most winning students of any school in the district this year. Congrats to our drama students under the direction of Miss Chang. They did a fabulous job with Once Upon a Mattress. Seniors were celebrated for their senior night as it was their last performance this year. COFA Student Council hosted their annual Junior High Leadership Conference for all middle schools in Yuma County. This year we hosted 8 schools, including Woodard, Castle Dome, Ron Watson, Hilla Vista, Desert View, Centennial, Gowan Science, and Immaculate Conception. Students participated in team building and networked with other middle school student councils in Yuma County. COFA Student Council hosted their Mr. COFA event this year. They had a total of 7 contestants. The events included were a group dance, Dress to Impress, Muscle Flex, Show Us Your Talent, and Final Question. Our Mr. COFA winner for 2024 was Marcus Villegas, winning a $75 gift card. Class of 2026 hosted the annual Macho Volleyball Tournament, in which they had 3 teams compete against each other, where the final team would play against the varsity volleyball team. The final winner of the tournament were the varsity volleyball girls with a very close score of 25 to 21. Spring sports were well underway with track and field, boys and girls tennis, softball, and baseball off to a good season. Special shout out to player Diego Ambriz for boys tennis, who won 3rd place in Crim Smash tournament. And lastly, we'd like to thank you for having us tonight, and as always, once a king, always a king.
Thank you. Next up is San Luis High School.
Good evening, board members, President, Ms. Kay, and Associate Superintendent, Mr. Brisa. My name is Elena Gorola, and I'm a current junior class president, and I'm representing San Luis High School. To start off this year, we had our annual event, Love Night. As you may know, Love Night is an event where the whole school helps to give money to a recipient. This year's recipient was Ruben, and we funded around $5,000 to give him to help their family and their health, so he can be like more happy. Next, we had our special ed egg hunt. This is an event that we do for special kids, so they can be more involved in school events, and we as a council also can have fun with them. Next, we had our blood drive. San Luis High School HOSA chapters collaborated with Bitaland to host a blood drive where 26 units of blood was donated. Next, we had Read Across America. This is where early childhood education students went to Cesar Chavez Elementary School for Reading Across America Day. This was a volunteer that kids were, and they had a lot of fun reading with little kids. Next, we had organ donor drive. Emergency medical services students hosted an organ donor drive. San Luis High School placed 1st place in state HOSA competition. We are so proud of our team. Next, we had our T-ball Special Olympics. This is an event that includes all the district, and San Luis High School hosted it, and as student council, we had a lot of fun meeting new people, and we also gave them some ice cream. We had also San Luis Safety Event Fair. This is emergency medical services and law and public safety. Classes participated at the City of San Luis Safety Event Fair. Here, they were able to share information regarding health and safety with the public. Next, we had our CTE leaders at City Council. They were able to present at San Luis City Council in their meeting. Next, we have Student of the Month. Naya, she's part of Student Council, and Abraham Esquivel were accomplished by their hard work in their class. Next, we have Next Gen Latino Leadership Program. Emily Garcia was selected for the Next Gen Leadership Program to seek and learn leadership skills in Washington, D.C. We're so proud of her. She deserves it a lot. Next, we have Outstanding Accomplishment. Our senior, Raul Hernandez, was accepted into three prestigious universities. These are Harvard, MIT, and Caltech. We are so proud of him, and we wish them the best. Next, we have Boys Soccer Championship. Our boys soccer team was sent off in rally going to state championship and placing second place. Also, some of our players were in the recognition of 2023-2024 Player of the Year and Regional Championship. And our girls soccer team, Alice Hernandez, was recognized as regional first team. And in wrestling, Jesus Viveros represented San Luis High School at Arizona State Wrestling Championship. And also we had Alejandra Payan. She was qualified for the Team USA at the Pan American competition that is coming up in Uruguay this May. We are so proud of her and we wish the best. In Athlete of the Month, Natalia was awarded this recognition by her coach for her hard work and his team. The winter sports most valuable player, they were recognized by having dedication and showing leadership skills in their team. Next, we had the Yuma High School District Photography Expo, and in this expo, our students from photography class, they were able to show their skills and take pictures of everything they like. Next, we have our first alumni game. This was hosted by a class of 2026, and we hope to see it next year. It was such a great event, Next, we had The Boys. Film on TV production hosted season 7 of The Boys. This is an event where we can see the talents of our kids, and it's really amazing. You can see amazing singers, amazing coaches. The production is really amazing. Next, we have our Yuma Jazz Fest. San Luis High School hosted and participated in this fest that everyone was involved, elementary schools in the district, and everyone was so pleased with that event. It's so cool, that event. We had a Dog's Day Out. Human Society of Yuma brought a dog, Sui. She is up to adoption, and she was helping kids and taking care of them, and some kids were so adorable with the dog. Next, we have our campus champion, social studies and AP psychology. Timothy Rivik was recognized as campus champion. We are so proud of him, and we love him. Next, we have prom, that is this April 13th, and then exceptional prom, that is April 19th. We also have a QR code, so you can see our Instagram account and see all the events that it's gonna happen. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next up, Somerton High School.
Good evening, board, Superintendent Brienza, and Associate Superintendents. My name is Alberto Gonzalez, and I'm Student Body President for the Somerton High School. I'm here with...
My name is Jose Polino, and I'm the Student Body Vice President. Our Student and Athlete of the Month. We would like to announce our Student Athlete of the Month of April. These students showcase responsibility, dedication on academics, taking on leadership roles in their classes, and their growing attitudes. These students are Judith Saenz and Santiago Victoria. These two students help motivate their peers in their work and improvements on and off the field.
March for a Good Cause initiative. From March 18th to March 22nd, Somerton High School Student Council created a week of unity and support to help bring awareness to a member of our community. And on March 20th, we had a volleyball game where from 5 to 7, members of the community and also Stuco members could play a volleyball game to support the member of the community.
Total Tranquility Pinwheel Garden. Amberley Space, a victim advocacy center, partnered with our Somerton High School Student Council to create a pinwheel garden to help bring awareness to child abuse. The garden will help bring a sense of peace and unity between the students and the community as a whole. The garden can help bring safety and security shared from the Somerton High School to the community.
The Somerton High School Marquee. We would like to thank Avenir Bank for sponsoring our new Marquee. This Marquee will allow us to showcase our Total Pride community initiatives, announcements, and achievements.
Competition Gym. Another exciting addition to our Somerton High School is our competition gym, anticipated to be finished this winter. With this new gym, we would be able to hold pep rallies, basketball games, volleyball games, and much more.
Artistic achievements at Yuma County Fair. Some Somerton High School students were able to participate in the Yuma County Fair competition. 17 of those students won high accolades. With those winning art pieces, they will be exhibited in the Yuma Art Center.
Student activities and athletics. Excitingly gearing up for the upcoming school year, focusing on student activities and athletics. We had a strong turnout at freshman registration for athletic signups, especially for football and soccer, anticipating new club introductions. We will be hosting a student council summer camp featuring team building for new freshman council applicants and registration prep.
CTE ambassadors. Our CTE department has initiated the selection process for our inaugural cohort of CTE ambassadors. Selection involves applications and interviews to identify individuals who will represent excellence in career and technical education. Being a CTE ambassador is a prestigious opportunity to showcase dedication and leadership within our community.
Culinary Arts Spotlight celebrating excellence. Our culinary arts students will play a vital role in the upcoming retirement and recognition ceremony. The ceremony will take place in our Somerton High School dining commons. This event not only honors retirees, but also showcases the talent and skill of our culinary arts students, creating a memorable dining experience.
Close-up and migrant program. Out of all the schools in the Yuma High School District, our students have the highest amount of students that will be going to our nationals capital. Through the migrant program, 21 of our students will be traveling to Washington, D.C. This program aims to teach our students about the importance of understanding U.S. history and being a responsible citizen.
A year of gratitude and achievement. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our warm and welcoming community, as well as to individuals and institutions across the district and beyond who have supported us. Our principals' tireless efforts have included giving countless tours, not only to our community, but also to individuals across the country. Thank you for making our inaugural year at Somerton High School truly amazing.
Go Toros.
Thank you, Somerton. Next up, Yuma High School.
Good evening, Superintendent Brianza, Board President Kravitz, and board members. My name is Silver Gradius, Student Body Vice President, Yuma High School.
And my name is Mia Valdez, and I'm the senior class representative.
Today we'll be going over all-around campus updates, outstanding student achievements, faculty recognition, and CTE accomplishments.
Some all-around campus updates are that we had our Peach Fuzz, which is when the juniors play against the seniors in volleyball. Sadly, as a senior, the juniors won, but it was still fun. And we had the March Dress Up Week, and it went really well. We had way more participation this month than like any other months.
Outstanding students, spring athletes of distinction. Varsity softball team coached by Jessica Gaslam won 4 games this season so far. Improved overall state ranking by 30 points. Varsity baseball team coached by Nicholas Johnson currently has 11 wins and is first in the region. Yuma High School concert band, beginning band, and percussion band ensemble provided their spring concert on March 28th titled Storyteller. It was a blast into the music of many films and television shows.
Some upcoming events are that we're having our prom, which the theme will be Happily Ever After, on April 27th in the Palace Gym. The April Spirit Week to support the prom theme will be Monday, Marvel Monday, Tuesday, Disney Tourist Day, Wednesday, Disney Duos, Thursday, Disney Throwbacks, and Friday was the night before our Happily Ever After. And then we will hold our exceptional prom on April 29th. The student council students will join our exceptional students to help us put on a prom with snacks, drinks, and lunch.
Upcoming events. Teacher Appreciation Week, May 6th through 10th. Hard work shown by all parts of our teacher staff will be appreciated by student council and other clubs around campus throughout this week. Stuco Sunset, May 17th. Yuma High School Student Council will be hosting all Stucos in the county to celebrate a great year playing yard games and interacting with each other. Senior Sunset. Final gathering for seniors to celebrate their high school days coming to an end.
The Future Business Leaders of America program had a state conference. The team of Exandria Serna and Carmen Palomares placed first in sales representation and are ready to represent Arizona at Nationals in Orlando this June. Exandria Serna placing third in Future Business Leader. The team of Carmen Palomares, Melina Lorenzano, and Exandria Serna placing third in local annual chapter report. Leslie Rocha placing first in business calculations, meaning she'll be also representing Arizona at nationals this June.
Leslie Rocha placing fourth in business law again, and the team of Valeria Zerega and Leslie Rocha placing fifth in international business. Yuma High School also had our student body president, Miguel Conte, representing us as a state officer candidate at this year's State Leadership Conference. We're excited to announce that this morning, Miguel Conte was elected to serve as FBLA State Officer for the year 2024-2025. He will be representing the state of Arizona this June at Nationals.
So for HOSA, we had one of our juniors, Jessica Cardenas, qualified for nationals, winning second place in respiratory therapist, which is actually like a really hard one compared to the other ones.
FCCLA Family Careers and Community Leaders of America State Competition. Cathis Carrasco and Lutgares Casco both placed bronze, third place in cake decorations. Joaquin Perez and Noé Perez placed bronze in culinary. Citali Sanchez and Nevaeh Tarks competed together in chapter services display and placed third. Sofia Torres completed in mystery basket, placing gold and first place.
That's what the Yuma FCCLA Outstanding Chapter Level Copper looks like.
Future Farmers of America Outstanding FFA members had the opportunity to help harvest 10,000 pounds of carrots at AWC. That was donated to Yuma County Food Bank. Six of our FFA members were rewarded with their very own FFA jacket from the Blue Jacket Legacy Program. We are so proud of them for this great accomplishment.
Some faculty recognition is Jessica Gaslam, senior English teacher, AP literature teacher, head softball coach, student council advisor, yearbook advisor, class of 2024 advisor, etc. And Mr. Mosqueda, senior math teacher, economics, and head football coach. Then Nicholas Johnson, the physical education teacher and head baseball coach. Congratulations.
Thank you for your time. And remember, it is always a great day to be a criminal.
Thank you.
Thank you, students. At this time, if you would like to leave, because I know you have a lot of homework, I'm sure, or extracurriculars, so feel free to, but I appreciate your time. And Madam President, that ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brianza. Thank you, students. Moving on to informational item 3.1, budget update, Mrs. Corduroy. Ms. Higuera.
Yes. Good evening. Mine is not ever as exciting as the students.
I know, it's bad placement.
I am here to provide our monthly update on our internal budget, both for maintenance and operations and capital. On the first page, you will see this is as of March 27th. I usually try to run the budget like the first of the month, but with spring break, we did a little bit earlier, so that's why the date's a little bit different. Also, wanted to point out on this first page, you'll see our salaries, our fixed expenditures. If you look at our transportation budget, it is a little bit under 50%. Just wanted to explain like what we pay out of our transportation budget. We do quarterly payments. That's for our costs to transport our students. That also includes like our trips in town, athletics, those types of things. So with that, we'll still be making payments throughout the rest of the school year. So you'll see that budget start to increase as far as expenditures. The same thing, if you see our insurance and bonding, on that one, you'll see it's actually over 100%. And the reason for that is this is where we pay upfront for our workers' comp insurance, and then throughout the year, we get that back through our payroll. So you'll see that decrease. So that's why you'll see that it starts higher than the 100%, and then it'll decrease as the year goes on.
Okay, and then you'll see our school budgets there at the bottom, and then with the totals. And if you go to page 2, that is also for our maintenance and operation, and this is by departments. And on this page, you'll see the different departments, and some of them you'll see that the expenditures maybe aren't as high for this time. There are some expenses that we do at the end, so that's expected. You know, you might not see it at the beginning of the year, but you'll start seeing it now as we start getting closer to the end of the school year. One of the departments that I wanted to bring your attention to was our curriculum, where it says curriculum and research and development. So that one, for example, you'll see our expenditures are about $18,000 so far. What we pay out of that, a big part of it is our assessments for our students. And so those are AP exams, and those don't happen until later on in the year. So that's the reason for that, where you'll see where that expense is low initially, but then as we have those expenses at the end of the year, those will increase. So with that being said, you'll see at the bottom our budgeted amount for our maintenance and operation is $97,948,243. Of that, so far we have spent $55,773,509, which is about 57%. Okay, if you go to your next page, you'll see our capital budget, and there, again, you'll see our different departments listed. I think I mentioned this last time, but you'll see like transportation, that one is at 0, and again, the same thing. If we don't have expenses there, you might see that later on. Okay. If you go to the total on the bottom, so for our capital, our budget amount is $20,404,107. So far, we have spent about 24%, $4,815,147. And then our very last page, every month we report on our monthly student activities fund, and this is for the whole district. So the ending cash balance is $746,877.10 as a total. And then you'll see our year-to-date revenues and expenditures, and the balance there is $24,734.81. Do you have any questions?
Any questions from the board?
I
Mr.
do.
Gonzalez?
On page 3, the contingency, we started with, we have budgeted $9,936,070. We have spent $1,350,000, which is 14%. On what?
For
what?
Looking for the contingency.
So a lot of those expenditures that come out of there are related to Somerton. So we're buying like classroom capital items, like maybe science things or some furniture or things like that come out of that line item. Anything that's capital for Somerton right now outside of construction would come out of that line item.
So we're using some of the contingency money to do that?
Yes.
I was just wondering.
If I could add on the contingencies for both the capital and the maintenance operation, over the last couple of years, I know Associate Superintendent Cordery had mentioned that it was higher, but it would be drawn down as we add a year onto each year of Somerton High School. So over the next couple of years, you'll see the contingency go down, but that was a planned savings that we had a few years ago.
But not all of it, right?
No, as we're going currently through our bonding process and our bond rating, we had said that our goal would be 20% is ideally what we would keep back. But it has gotten very large because we're building a new school and because we have a commitment to use some of our funds. Also, even though we have a bond and we have some state funding, this is our portion to be able to maximize those dollars so we can put the actual stuff, the furniture, the supplies, things like that in there we cover as a district. So we could maximize the building funds.
Any other questions? Thank you so much. We really appreciate your explanations on specific lines as well. Thanks, Mrs. Rivera.
Thank you.
Informational item 3.2, Arizona School District spending. Mrs. Corduroy, Mr. Neal.
Mr. Neal. Well, good evening. It's a finance doubleheader, so you're all so lucky. Tonight, let me make sure I got my clicker. I'm going to briefly cover the Arizona School District Spending Report for our fiscal year 2022-2023. That report is interactive online, so I am going to take some snippets and go over some key points with you tonight from that report. So, what you'll see on this slide is on the left is a breakdown of the district spending by category, and on the right is the state average. You'll see that our classroom spending is at 66.8%, and the state average is at 69.1%. The majority of that spending, as you've seen in our internal budgets, comes from our salaries and benefits. That's a lot of what's going into our classrooms. This has been an increase from our last report, which I had from 2019-2020. So we are up from 66.2%. So while we are a little bit below the state average, we ourselves are increasing our spending in that category. And I wanted to note there that while the district has received federal COVID-19 aid and funds, we've worked to ensure that this temporary funding doesn't replace our regular funding for those salaried positions and our long-term costs. So while we do have those, we're still making sure that we can continue to fund forward with what we have available from our regular funds. Let me go ahead and hit that. Okay, so on this, you'll see a breakdown of the difference between the state average and the district by spending category for the 23 year. The far right column shows an increase or decrease between the district and the state. The bottom line of the chart is a summation of the total per student spending. You'll see that the district spends more per student than the state average. So that is the state average of $14,629. We're spending $15,438. That is, as you can see there, a difference of $809 per student that we are putting towards our own students as a district. On this slide, make sure I've got it here. The average district teacher salary, as you can see right there for us, is $68,098. That is, with that big green right there, $5,164 higher than the state average. So that's really great for us. Let me make sure where I am. You'll see that the amount from our classroom site fund is making up $17,750 of that. So as a reminder, the classroom site funds, or Prop 301, comes from state sales tax that's allocated to the district to support our classroom spending. This is money that we're able to provide above and beyond what's included in our staff contracts. On the next one I have here is a visual of the changes in the average teacher salary of our district compared to the state. You can see there at the beginning where the bar is us and then the line is the state, and it tracks between where we're at. The state average is plotted again on that black line. We're in the purple bars. In fiscal year 17, so that's that first one, we paid an average of $50,339 as compared to our most recent of $68,098 this year. So you can see the growth there, our movement towards our salaries and getting our teachers' compensation up. In the last 7 years, YHD has been above the state average except for that 2018, and we're really close there. You can see now we've widened the gap in the last couple years a little bit more. The average was only 341 less than the state that 1 year where we were below. And I want to, again, highlight here that we try very hard to maximize the funding that we have and make sure that we're putting it back into our classrooms and our teachers and helping them and making sure that we support those that matter most in our district. Okay, so this last one is just kind of a final comparison slide with some key statistics there. So you'll see on the first row is the average years of teacher experience. Ours is at 9.8. And we're very proud of that's the highest we've been in 7 years. So that shows that we're, as we continue to increase that, that's holding on to experienced staff and things like that, making sure that we're growing our own, as Mr. Brienza said. Row 2, again, is the comparison of the average teacher salary. So again, that just shows there where we're at $68,098. The state is below us at $62,934. The third row is an average number of teachers per student. So again, you can see statewide at 17.7, we're at 25.5. And then the last row is the average amount of the classroom site funding. And you can see a big difference there where we maximize as much as we can with the 17,750, whereas the state average is about 9,418. So that shows that we're spent about 8,332 more on average than the state average. That concludes that kind of brief report of the state report. Are there any questions?
Anybody have a question? You did a great job. I think it was a nice summary. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I learned from the best.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Oh, Ms. Craddock, I apologize.
It's fine. I don't have a question. I just want to say I appreciate how well you guys manage the money. I've been watching other school district board meetings online, and we are a shining star when I watch in comparison. So I appreciate it.
If I can just make a quick comment. I know when you compare the state versus our district, some of the numbers don't necessarily look favorable to us, but when you consider that state number is elementary and high school, so it's very different running an elementary school district than it is a high school district. We have to have different staffing, we have different costs, and when we have kids changing classes, so it's not really apples to apples. And so when you see like classroom sizes and things like that, I just think that's important to point that out.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, Ms. Craddock. Thank you.
Can I point one thing out since Ms. Cordery pointed something out? I'm going to get my 2 cents in here. Actually, I'm going to get my 17,750 in. I'm very proud of the fact that our Classroom Site Fund Committee still puts the priority for student dropout prevention, or the only salary is paid out of that fund. Everything else goes back to the teachers. Obviously, not all districts do that, but we think we have a priority, and one of that is making sure our teachers are compensated, and also dropout prevention, which last year was at 2.14%, is still funded through there. So yes, we're a lot higher there, but we also have priority that our students who need it most are going to be taken care of. So that's my 17,750 cents worth.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for that information, everybody. Moving on to informational item 3.3, Cognia, what and why. Mr. Bosch, you're up.
We're spending 17,750 hours on Cognia accreditation. So just taking a brief opportunity, if you want to go to the next slide, Ms. Olivas, to share with the board some of the work that we're doing as a district to become accredited. In 2018, we worked with Advanced Ed to go through the accreditation process. And now again, this year, we have many people in the room, principals, district leaders, working on committees and working with their campus representatives, admin, teachers, et cetera, to engage in a review process. And as you can see on here, it states Cognia accreditation is a process that schools and educational institutions undergo to demonstrate their commitment to quality and continuous improvement. So in order for our students to, when our students earn credit and say they transfer to a different school or they go to a university, those credits are good if they come from an accredited institution. So we are currently working through a process to look at student surveys, teacher surveys, looking at stakeholder feedback, different sorts of data sets to show evidence that we are an accredited institution. So if you want to go to the next slide, Ms. Olivas. So that just gives you a little summary. The accreditation process involves a thorough evaluation of the school's programs, policies, and practices. Right now, we are currently in the self-assessment stage. We started this earlier this school year. So we have committees of people that are going through the self-assessment. We have it broken down into essentially 3 phases. The next phase would be the engagement review and then the progress review, where we will work with a lead evaluator from Cognia that will come down and meet with us. Next slide, please. Lastly, this just gives you a timeline so that you guys can be informed. Like I said, right now it's data collection and analysis, and then in May coming up, the workspace opens. What that means is Cognia will allow us to start submitting evidence that our teams have collected, the narratives that we've written that give a summary of our performance and our improvement goals as a district. In October, so in the fall, we will have our final submission, and then our virtual visits. So Cognia will, again, working with our lead evaluator, they will virtually meet with myself, probably members of our campuses, possibly our teachers. They'll ask us questions, they'll go through the narratives, and hopefully we're accredited again. So,
Any questions? I have one, but does anybody else have? Okay, my question is, Cognia, is that the national company that does it? Is there only one company that accredits schools?
There are 2 or 3 different accreditation bodies out there. Cognia is the most recognized across the United States, and actually they accredit across the world as well. So that's the one, but they were known as Advanced Ed. There was merger, there was name change. So now that's just maintaining the relationship we've had in the past with them.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, thanks for the information, Mr. Bosch. Moving on to board agenda item, informational item 3.4, first read of policy. Back to Ms. Corduroy.
I can take that one for you, Diane.
Back to Mr. Brianza.
Yes, her name's on it.
It is on it.
It is on it.
And
It's
you
not
did
April
tell me
Fool's
to come
Day,
back.
but I'll take care of that for her.
Yeah.
ASBA has given out a policy advisory, and there is a whole host of first reads. And what they have done is gone through policy and compared it to state law to make sure that if law is changed or is defunct or non-existent, they've given us the policies to make changes to. So you'll see a list on the first read of all the policies. I know there's a lengthy amount that we'll bring back next board meeting for a second read and adoption as a recommendation.
Thank you. They were in our board books. So,
Yeah.
Any questions? Great. Moving on to item 4, call to the public. Any person wishing to speak may present the information at this time only. All presentations are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 15 minutes on each subject. Before you begin to speak, please identify yourself by clearly stating for the record your name. Comments by members of the governing board in response to any public comment will be limited to asking staff to review the matter or questioning rescheduling of the matter for further consideration at a later date. I do not have anything from a community member, if there's anybody out there. Okay, moving on to consent items, agenda item 5. I'm sorry, I can't read this. Adoption of items of routine nature and those that normally do not require deliberations on the part of the governing board. A board member may pull items which will be discussed and voted on separately. We need to pull personnel line item number 44. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda as listed with the exception of line 44 of personnel?
So move. Second.
Motion made by Mrs. Craddock, seconded by Mr. Gonzalez. Any discussion, comments? Great, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Oh, I don't like this update. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Item 6.1, action item. Accepting donations. I have a list of donations I would like to read. Cibola High School, the Cibola class of 2024 donated field paint to Cibola High School. The value of this donation is $1,400.69. Pilkington Construction donated food and decor to Cibola High School Counseling for their senior awards ceremony. The value of this donation is $500. Art Morales donated food and decor to Cibola High School Counseling for the senior awards ceremony. The value of this donation is $500. To Gila Ridge High School, the Hawks football booster donated football girdles and pants, tennis balls, pop-up blockers, a replacement sled pad, and helmet and vehicle decals to the football program at Gila Ridge High School. The total value of this donation is $5,023.19. First Bank Yuma donated 8 medallions to the seniors of the National Honor Society at Gila Ridge High School. The estimated value of this donation is $160. Kofa High School. The Abraham Blass Trust donated $5,000 to the Special Education Department at Kofa High School. Kofa Hospitality Club donated 2 KitchenAid mixers to the Culinary Arts class at Kofa High School. This donation is valued at $823.89. Kings of the Track Booster donated $1,500 to Kofa High School Track and Field to be used for travel expenses. Lillian Campa donated $85 to Kofa High School Dance Club for the purpose of fine arts seal brown cords for students. The Cage donated baseball uniforms to the baseball program at Kofa High School. The estimated value of this donation is $1,460. To San Luis High School, the City of San Luis donated $500 to the Special Education Department at San Luis High School to be used for their Learning Achievement Ceremony. Committee de Bienestar donated $300 to the Counseling Department at San Luis High School to be used for their Senior Award Scholarship Night. To Somerton High School, Cordova Law donated water bottles for student athletes for Somerton High School athletics. The estimated value of this donation is $210. Somerton Yuma Football Booster Club donated pop-up tackler and blocking sled and a 2-man tech sled to Somerton High School athletics to be used for the football program. The estimated value of this donation is $9,785. Jocelyn Reyes donated polo shirts to be given to the culinary students at Somerton High School. The estimated value of this donation is $250. An anonymous donor donated 2 mobile push spreaders to Somerton High School. The estimated value of this donation is $300. Roy Browning donated a set of iron clubs to the boys and girls golf teams at Somerton High School. The estimated value of this donation is $150. Arizona Diamondbacks donated game tickets for students, coaches, and coaches' families and a parking pass to Somerton High School athletics. The value of this donation is $1,525. To Yuma High School, the class of 1963 donated $577.09 to Yuma High School. The total donations this month is $30,099.86, bringing the total year-to-date donations to $375,652.91. Is there a motion by the governing board to accept the above read donations?
I move to accept the above listed donations.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Mrs. Mellon. Motion made by Ms. Craddock, seconded by Mrs. Mellon. All those in favor? Oh, any comments, questions? Other than we're all so grateful. Let's take a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Action item 6.2, to approve classified hourly rates for summer learning. Mr. Bosch, is there anything you would like to discuss?
I'll just share that once again, we're going to be offering free summer learning to our students across the district from June 4th through the 21st. So these positions here and the hourly rates will help support that summer learning.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the recommendation.
Motion made to approve the hourly rate for summer learning? Perfect. Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. Craddock. Any comments, questions, concerns? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Action item 6.3, approve the embedded academic credit for automotive technology. Mr. Brianza, any comments?
Yes, as written, that the state allows us to provide a 4th year of math for students who complete the automotive pathway, which would be a year 2 of that course. And in exchange, they would be able to also earn a math credit in addition to their auto credit. And this is something we do for some other programs in the district as well.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Thank you. Is there a second? Perfect. Motion made by Mrs. Mellon, seconded by Mrs. Craddock. Any comments, questions, concerns? Perfect. Let's vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6.4, consideration to approve the intergovernmental agreement with Arizona Western College for dual credit. Is there anything you'd like to add, Mr. Brianza?
This is a renewal of a current existing IGA we've had for several years. It usually is a 2 or 3 year cycle, but this allows us an opportunity to provide dual enrollment opportunities for our students. And just a reminder, just last year alone, I know we had over 2,000 students take advantage of that. And I'm sure there's more than this year, but we'll wait till the year's done before we run those numbers.
Thank you.
And I'll add one other thing. Thanks to the work with working with AWC, our teaching and learning team, and our campus leadership, we've had, I believe, over 40 additional applications submitted to teach dual enrollment for the 24-25 school year. So continuing to offer not only core but fine arts classes, for example. So we're, as a district, we're really trying to expand those opportunities for our students.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we, the Governing Board, approve the renewal of the intergovernmental agreement with Arizona Western College for the purpose of offering dual credit coursework to our Yuma Union High School District students.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Mrs. Craddock. There's a motion made by Mrs. Mellon, seconded by Mrs. Craddock. Any comments, questions, or concerns? I do have one comment, and I just wanted to verify that dual enrollment is when it's taught by our teachers on our campuses, and the students get both credit at the collegiate level and the high school level, so it satisfies both?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. And when you said, Mr. Bosch, that there were 40 new applications, did you mean our teachers who would like to teach these classes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for explaining. Anybody else? Great. Let's take a vote. All in favor of approving the renewal IGA, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now I got to find the next item. Hold on. Oops. 6.5, approve YUHSD course description guide, including CTE and course fees. Mr. Bosch, anything you'd like to add?
The only thing is this is just something that we update annually, so bringing this to your attention to for what courses we'll be offering for the 24-25 school year.
Perfect. Is there a motion by the board to approve the 2024-2025 YUHSD course description guide, including CTE?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. Craddock. Thanks, Mr. Gonzalez. Motion made and seconded. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Perfect. Let's vote. All those in favor of accepting the motion as read, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And now I have to find the next button. Okay, item 6.556. Action item 6.66, recognize April as the month of the military child. Mr. Brianza.
All right, thank you. April is the month of the military child, and I think it's important that we recognize this month as well. It's important to note that the courage, the perseverance, tenacity demonstrated by our military-connected youth and teens and their families and what they mean to our community. A little bit of data that Candace Brown provided for us as well is that military families move every 2 to 3 years on average, and military children change schools on average of 6 to 9 times from the start of kindergarten to the high school graduation. And there's an estimated 30% of our military service members will move to a new installation every year. So we're committed to recognizing these unique challenges of our military-connected children and ensuring their families are aware of the support and services that they're ready to serve, and we're ready to serve their needs. So it's recommended that we recognize April as the month of the military child, and I have a proclamation I would like to read.
Please.
All right. Be it known to all within the jurisdiction of Union High School District number 70, whereas the children of our military personnel, recognized as military-connected children, exhibit remarkable resilience and fortitude in the face of the unique challenges arising from their parents' service to our nation. Whereas the month of April holds special significance as the month of the military child, dedicated to the acknowledging and celebrating the invaluable contributions made by these young individuals and their families to our community. Whereas the families associated with Marine Corps Air Station Yuma and Yuma Proving Ground demonstrate unwavering dedication and sacrifice in bolstering the defense and security of our nation, particularly within our local region. Whereas military-connected youth bring a wealth of diversity, talent, and courage to our high schools, enriching our educational environment in immeasurable ways. Whereas their journey is marked by frequently relocations, separations from loved ones, and other challenges inherent to military life impacting their high school experience. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Yuma Union High School District Number 70 officially declares the month of April as the month of the military child. Let it further be proclaimed that during this time we reaffirm our commitment to standing alongside these young heroes and their families, offering them the support, resources, and recognition they richly deserve, both within our schools and throughout our community. May this proclamation serve as a testament to our gratitude and solidarity with the military-connected children and their families for their immense sacrifices and unwavering services in our nation.
Thank you, Mr. Brianza. It is recommended that the governing board recognize April as the month of the military child. Is there a motion?
I move that we, the governing board, recognize April as the month of the military child.
Thank you, Ms. Mellon. Second?
I second it.
Mrs. Craddock and Mr. Gonzalez both second. Any comments, questions, and concerns? No, thank you so much to our military. Is there, let's take a vote. I'm sorry, I got off track. Got all excited. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, action item 6.7, call for executive session.
So
Is-
moved.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Mr. Gonzalez, seconded by Mrs. Craddock. All those, any questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We are going to go into executive session. Thank you, everybody.